Adscast, episode 7. Yo, welcome back to Adscast for a new episode, the 7th actually. And this time around I got the camera back. Yay! So, hi. This is the 7th episode of Adscast. I just said that, I'm just repeating myself now. And I'm happy to have you with me. I'm happy to have you with me every week. Like, that's kind of getting redundant. But a few things before we get really into the episode. There's a new ASMR video that I've released after, I think the last one was like mid last year, maybe even before. Damn, I haven't really been doing much as video content. I think I've explained it, I didn't have time, yada yada. But I'm back, baby. I hope I can be back, baby. So please check it out. Go to my YouTube, adriencoosnapa, just my name. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you will have links to. You'll have my link tree, which has everything. So please follow me on everything, because I'm a narcissistic, egotistic monster. Feed my ego, please. That would really help. And yeah, that's about it for that topic, I guess. Please do follow me on every platform, because I do make content on every platform, and I'm here to keep you occupied throughout the day. So do check out the new ASMR video. It's about les Mauriciens intellectuels, so like the smart asses that we got around here. And did I make this because of everyone pissing me off? Who knows? Really, who knows? And if you've watched it and it annoys you, it pisses you off, well, all I can say is that if the shoe fits, well, but yeah, give me a follow on IG and YouTube and TikTok and everything else. You can also support me on Patreon, patreon.com/adriencoosnapa, as in a contribution, actual contributions, and that helps with making more content and better content and living throughout. Support local and stuff like this. So, but that's completely fine. You can also just tune into the episodes weekly and the videos weekly. And yeah, that's. I'll try and not make that intro 2 hours long. Adscast, episode 7. That's not what I actually say. That's not the actual sentence. The actual sentence is, welcome to Adscast. Adscast. So that happened. Welcome back. For this week's segment of things that happened, let's think about what could be the dumbest thing that a government could do right now. Oh no, yeah, we live in a country that proves that ridiculous is not really appropriate now. They're gonna beat each other. They're gonna outdo each other every day. Let's forget about this. In the UK, in the past week, or yeah, that was last week, a law was passed saying that basically it says don't say bald. And again, I did that nose thing. Oh my god, I cannot learn. Isn't that the most ridiculous thing? Like the whole premise of it is that if you call someone bald in the workplace, this is sexual harassment. As much as you shouldn't be making comments about the physique of someone, this feels like the patriarchy got the chance to actually write a law. Like, okay, they write every law in their favor, but the pettiest one in their favor. That must be someone who's balding who would have written something like this and passed that as law. Because, like, saying that calling someone bald is the same as sexually harassing a woman. Like, the premise of it is that, I said premise twice, the whole concept of it is that if you're going to make remarks about someone's boobs, you can't make remarks about someone's boobs. You shouldn't be able to make remarks about someone's baldness. Then cover it, right? Because women always have to go with these narratives. We keep hearing that. But like, if you were more covered, if you were like, what were you wearing? Were you provocative? Well, why are you flashing us like that? Why are you keeping this out there? My guy, this is not good for the children. Imagine them having to say this. What's happening? Tuck it in, bro. Tuck it in. Men are the most sensitive creatures on earth. We really are. As how do you think that's gonna, again, like I'm sure like boldness is something that a lot of men must be sensitive about. And I will always say things as it's what it is. I don't know. I don't like saying it is what it is. I'm gonna rewind this. You can wear a toupee. Like, get a wig, bro. I'm not trying to shit on people who don't have hair. Actually, what I tell people at that point is that shave the whole fucking thing. You'll get a fucking dope ass look. I have a friend who's my age and started going bald a bit early. Well, early, we were like 16, 17. And I told him straight away, just shave it. Shave it, kind of change your clothing style. You're gonna look dope as fuck. Make it your look. Make it, own it. Own the fuck out of it. If a woman would be harassed would be harassed on the premise of her boobs, even if she covers it, you do realize that, and that's the thing that makes me think about it. Like, things like this are written by incels, mostly that people that have never met a woman, have never interacted with women, because if you've been in the presence of women, and you would know that, like, that's not something you can just like tuck away, but like human decency is that you should not disregard the person and be fixated on their boobs, right? You're talking to a human being, aren't you? So unless you're a pig, it never is a problem, right? How are these things equal? It keeps telling me the same thing. Men are so sensitive about the tiniest of things. And this came in last week. This week, or I think maybe it was Sunday, or maybe yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Sports Illustrated, I think that's the name of the main magazine, has like a branch of like swimsuit magazine, something like that. And their cover model is Yumi Nu. If you speak French, this is so funny to just say it like this. But no, that's not it. I'm not trying to sexualize her name. Basically, she's a plus size model, and she's the cover of this this magazine for this issue. And I mean, I'll get the bad part, which for me is inherently bad, out of the way. I think we should not have like swimsuit magazine and Sports Illustrated magazine where you have pictures of women just like that. I remember back, I don't think they still do it, but the Sun made in the UK, the Sun made their paper, that whole thing of, on page, I think 6, even it's page 2 or page 6, you'll get a you'll get a full picture of a naked woman. And like, fuck the Sun. Once again, I'm a Liverpool supporter. I very much respect their culture and their city. Fuck the Sun. But it gives you a lot of knowledge about... It's just exploiting women for men's benefit. Because really, why the fuck would you need to have this there except to like lead in the pigs who read the Sun? Because exactly, fucking Tory magazine. Not me going into like full-on MSM. MSM as in mainstream media for the UK and just bashing the shit out of them. They're all bad. They're all trash. Anyway, my point was that I'm a bit conflicted about this magazine's existence at all. Don't think you should just, it's weird. To me, it's just weird. But the good thing is because I think about it, it's not a woman who's at the head of that freaking magazine. Is it? I mean, I didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's still a dude. So, it's still like men benefiting from... But anyway, that's out of the way. Yumi Nu is fucking stunning. She's fucking peng, lad. And that's basically all you could say about it. Like, it's good to have representation of plus size models, plus size women. But then plus size kind of fucking bad too, right? But like, it's good to have representation of every morphology in our media. Amazing. but you already know what's gonna be the outcome on taking these stands for any company. That's why I say that, like, all companies are sinful, even when they do these little things where they give us a little crumb of like a representation. But in a way, we can't completely fault them because they're kind of thinning out their audience. They're kind of letting the bigots know that, hey, too sad. I want the money of the liberals more. That's basically what they're saying. And by doing this, of course, you had a lot of these comments talking about her size. So stuff about how she would be beautiful if she lost a few pounds. She's fucking beautiful. Look, most cis het, I don't know how you say it, cis hetero men would be selling their houses so that you could just sniff her feet. I'm not a fan of doing that myself. I'm not trying to say that I'm passing on my kinks. I'm just saying that I know that men are kind of fucked up. Most men would be selling their houses just so they could be in the vicinity of that lady. She's bang, lad, she's bang. But, and I that's a funny thing, is like, I'm pretty sure you guys are just putting that on the internet. Because if you met her in real life, it would be like, so coffee, like, you would definitely be not having the same narrative. And then I saw today that one of the many incel lords, Jordan Peterson, just tweeted that magazine cover and said that she's not beautiful, and that like, again, he's flagging her for being not what he sees as the standard for beauty, right? Who the fuck cares about Jordan? Incels do. My question is dumb. Incels do. And that's why I would like to really say this. If you rate Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, Ben Shapiro, I've said it in the past, and these three actually are on different layers on the incel brand. But any of them, if you listen or care about any of them, please do not engage with the content I make. I beg of you, leave me the fuck alone. This is not a safe space for people like you. Be very blunt about this. It is not. Jordan Peterson is such a dumb fucking rat of a man. He looks like Rufus in Kim Possible. You know the like mole? He's not a rat, he's a mole, right? Right? The fucking... Is he? I think. You look like fucking Ruckus from Kim Possible. You know Ron's pet? How can you talk about anyone's beauty? And that's the same thing as I've said before. If you're going to be ugly but you're a nice person, that's alright. If you're going to be ugly and a piece of shit, it's not going to bite well. So my point is, men, stop thinking you have a say on what the beauty standard, particularly for women, should be. You don't. Jordan Peterson is a big example of a dumb man idea of an intellectual. People who are fucking stupid think that he is a mouthpiece that is saying things. And that puts me back to the years I was listening to fucking PewDiePie. I was watching fucking PewDiePie because, like, I didn't pick it at the time because I wasn't really caring about fucking Peterson. But he was very much pushing the same narrative. So I'm like, yes, I need to say that too. I was a big fan of PewDiePie when I was a kid until he said fucking nigger on that bridge. And how he said it, there's no way anyone could dispute it, but people have. Because, like, mob mentality, I'm going to defend my lord whatsoever. Like, the thing about Trump, it was written all over the place because people have been doing that from times immemorable. I don't know how you say that in English. Immemorial? From times immemorial? I don't know if that's proper English. But people have. So we should have known that whenever a bigger threat would come out, you would still have people pushing it because they believe the same fucking thing. And it's their dude. So, yeah, I'm also saying that if you listen to Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan, and PewDiePie, and there's a long, exhaustive list. But when I give you these four, you have an idea of the trash that I think if you interact with, you can't interact with me. Like, it's fine you were looking and watching PewDiePie when we were growing up. We were all fan of that new wave of making money, of creating content, of having fun at what you're doing. But you need to fucking grow up at some point. Alright? I'm happy I did. You need to fucking grow up at some point. I'll move on by finishing and saying this. Yuminu is amazing. She's fucking stunning. I'm still kind of conflicted about the whole purpose of these magazines, but we should not have to dictate what the beauty standard is, particularly for a sex that is not ours. So, man, please shut the fuck up. Another topic is our Honorable Minister of Gender Equality and Family Welfare giving hotel vouchers out, while the price for Brazil is just skyrocketing. The thing about that Brazil thing is that couldn't anyone tell Michael CQN that what would happen if he did that? Couldn't anyone just flag him like, yo, I get what you're trying to do, bro, but think it through. Like, just think, like, there is no brotherhood in parliament, no one to stop you when you're about to go and do something fucking stupid. Alright, well, yeah, your friends might be like, go ahead, yeah, but these people are paid a lot of money. I mean, I don't have an issue with him having done that. It's just that the reaction of the government was predictable, and that the media, how they spun it was predictable. His point stands. Thing is way too fucking expensive. It's things that people consume, we have to say, daily for most families in Mauritius. So, but yeah, couldn't anyone just tell him, like, were the hotel vouchers a priority? You're taking care of family welfare and gender equality. That's the same week, that happened last week, that's the same week where a dude filed a complaint with the police because he found porn of his daughter on Telegram. We are a year on without an update from what happened. Was it last year or was it the year before? I think it was last year. COVID. Jesus Christ. But how is that your priority? Again, it's just working towards making money when that's not her role to start with. Let's say Padayashi did something dumb like that. Savadodo would have, like, okay. I don't see the point of calling him Savadodo, to be honest, because, like, I don't think it's a bad thing to be a Savadodo. I know a lot of people like the aesthetic of it, because Savadodo went out of production quite a few years back, and then came back because, you know, all the people who are, like, in connection with the earth, they wanted to get back to their heritage of a Savadodo, and I'm like, okay, weirdos. But I don't really see the point of calling him that, but hey, if I can bash the government, I will. Anyway, no, that's not really the type of person I am. Is that the priority? It's been a year on with a lot of inquiries and talonquette, with a lot of, like, it made no sense, like, undercover operations, and we still have nothing as an update. There was even someone from what's the branch of the cybercrime unit, who did that against a lawyer. That's funny. And I would like to have a last small point when it comes to that segment, which is my team won the FA Cup because we are the fucking best team on earth. I'm recording this on Tuesday, so fucking hopefully we beat Southampton today by like 7-0. I don't. 1-0 is fine as long as we beat them, and then fucking Stevie G. I'm not trying to talk about sports. More like the coverage was on YSTV, which is a state TV channel, and I don't know. I just saw the document on the reportage on the NBC the next day about how they were jerking themselves off. They like interviewed a lot of people, and they pretty much told them, yeah, it was on the NBC, by the way, could you just say thanks? And like asking everyone to just thank the government for having the NBC for having put that on. It just got me to think. Yeah, I'm happy I got to see it, but like I would have found ways to watch it. Not all people would have, of course. So yeah, that's great. Do you think that TF1, let's say the biggest channel, must be the biggest channel in France, do you think they do that after the World Cup? Because if I recall right, it's mostly TF1 who has the rights for the big matches at least, or Canal+. Let's say TF1 or Canal+. Do you think these TV stations go and interview people and are like, hey, that was quite nice, right? When we broadcasted that, right? So, do you think they do that? That just got me to think, like, the NBC always jerking themselves off, and then once every 2 weeks running that one documentary from that I think German dude about fake news, which is funny because they're the main propagandists. So they're the main outlet for fake news, but they're like trying to point their fingers at over every other outlet. We need private television stations so that people have a choice of what to watch, because that's the thing that I kept telling you, that narrative of like, I should stop using the word narrative, that term of like, you have to watch the news, how else would you know what the fuck, how they're lying to you, which to me is just dumb. My answer to that is always just watch the other news which you know are reliable, because their job is to kind of follow that so they know what was fake. They can cross-check it. Don't subject yourself to that. I cannot subject myself to listening to that propaganda channel. It eats me inside. But that was my point. That was 3 topics that I don't know, man. Living is such a chore. I can't wait. No, I'm not gonna go that route. That's not what I'm saying. Your odds are better while you're alive. So if I just miraculously suicide myself, you will know that's not me doing it. But what I'm trying to say is that it's tiring to have a brain in this world. Again, what sounds like I'm just jerking myself off, just doing an embassy here. That's all what I had to say. Man, shut the fuck up. Minister, shut the fuck up. Embassy, shut the fuck up. So that happened. Adscast. In my feelings. Welcome back to the podcast. Thanks once again for being with us and sticking with us. For the next segment, for this week's In My Feelings, the return of In My Feelings, actually. As last week there wasn't one, there was more of a like, let's wrap this up kind of thing, tying in with some videos. Check out my YouTube channel, it'll make sense. Well, check it out while listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google. Generate some views for me. Thanks. So, what I wanted to talk about for this week's episode, and it's a thought that just got to me randomly. I didn't want to do it last week because I thought that we needed a break between like rough topics or like heavy topics, which is not really relevant to life, right? Life isn't like this. It's not like if you can't really have that right now, life isn't fair, right? But my thought was that, and that's the title of this week's episode, no one wants to pay for it. And let me explain. So, yeah, life hasn't been cheap these past few centuries, but it got kinda very bad since someone ate a bat or something. And then the live action movie villain thought that things weren't bad enough, and he decided that he wanted his country to look bigger. It seems like someone's got a complex from what he's packing, in my humble opinion. So, the world has been facing unprecedented inflation. That's out there. It's bad all across. And I want to say that, which, side note, it makes it even funnier when I hear smart Mauritians saying that they'll go and live abroad, because, like, it's more affordable there. What country do you think will just give you out loans at the moment? Like, hey, take some money, take some free cash. Because, like, also, isn't like the need to take loans anywhere a sign that life is expensive? I'm saying that as in like people think they can just up and leave there, because if you want to start something anywhere, you'll have to borrow some money from any bank and try and build something. But I've heard that like if they go elsewhere, it will be much easier. Isn't it a bad sign that you need to take loans to live anywhere? Doesn't it show that life is expensive? Like you can't just afford shit there either. It's just like you want your life to suck, but there, not here, there. It makes for better Instagram highlights. Being broke in the snow is what I'm getting. So, COVID did make it pretty bad already. given all the travel and trade restrictions, which, side note again, when you think about is even more funny, because remember, our island was on a full lockdown. And our PM came out and said that he had no idea how drugs were getting in. My brother in Christ, you're the only one with the key. Please don't make me look for metaphors right now. But let's get back to topic. The ongoing invasion, because it's not two countries being at war, it's very much ultra-villain Russia. I've always had an issue with saying that. I'm very bad at English. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's very much them invading Ukraine. This invasion concerns two big gas suppliers. These two countries are two big gas suppliers, which I didn't know would have an impact on Dilwil Rani, but here we are. Price hikes have been across the globe, okay? So with different people blaming their different elected leaders, like the Trump supporters blaming Biden for gas prices. Buddy, Biden fucked up on many things already. He's just another bad president in a long line of exclusively bad presidents. Love Obama, but we can't really say that he was. I mean, Obama, the thing is, he should have done better. But hey, he's not as bad as the others, which doesn't make you good, just makes you not as bad as the others. And my case in point is that Biden further funded the police and he didn't cancel student loans, things that he kind of promised during his run. And you see that money that he's spending on funding the police, which I think police should be abolished, but hey, the money he's spending on funding the police could have been spent better. The alternative to it was just right there. So he himself has little to do with these hikes. And I know that people are going to say, oh yeah, this sounds like you're about to defend our government. And I have to say that the dark side of the force does seem appealing. Fucking kidding with you, lads. I'm never fucking with you. No way. I will not be making a case for them. Our government. I will not be making a case for them. Quite the opposite. My point is that you were faced with issues which were way out of your hands. That's true. That's a fact. Sure. But don't we have plans for that? And by this, I don't mean like specifically that, like exactly that. Like, you know, a general idea, if X, then Y. Like having instances that bear the burden of gas and edibles, like the prices increasing. Don't we have stuff like this? Like not like edibles, like, you know, edibles. Particularly given the contradictory measures being taken, you know, such as having a tax for vaccines through fuel prices when these vaccines are being provided to us for free. And I know I'm saying the same thing as everyone has. So I hate it because it's like if you keep saying it, it loses value. It's like that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case. She has said so much that he's doing drugs that everyone knows he's been doing drugs. No one cares about it. So I don't want us to like normalize it because that's been the case with this government. All these scandals have been normalized because there's so many. But like, as much as I'm repeating everything that everyone has been doing, particularly with the vaccine tax, it still stays true. Then we bought medication at a nonsensical price rate without like proper tender process. And we killed any inquiry that were coming about it. They killed any inquiry coming about it. Clearly, we have money to waste. And we should ask our karaoke minister for that. Which, another funny thing about the dude. Everyone has heard a story about someone seeing him at a party or a function. And he is always singing there. Like, think about it. If anyone told you they were in the same room as our health minister, it was at a party or a karaoke night, And the motherfucker did take the mic. Like, holy shit, dude. Do microphones make you that horny? Particularly when you get caught. Don't you think that maybe I'm gonna slow it down? That's another thing about this government. Like, they get caught. They get caught. But we keep doing it because we know that the law is in my hands. That's why we should abolish police here or make it an external third party. Options. But I'm digressing. My point is that public funds, because that's our money. We have to remember that's the tax that we pay, which then becomes a budget for the state to pay its employees. Yes, there's also our export, blah, 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 but a lot of it is our money, isn't it? And it's used as a reserve on, you would hope, projects serving the public's welfare. So basically, it's to pay governmental employees and to fund civil, I think that's the term, civil projects, public welfare projects. And also to bail us out of crises. Crises. The second time I still haven't learned that word. So it's one of these two, okay? Again, that nose thing. Our funds are being wasted, is my point. They've always been. Navin has been stealing from us. I'll say it again. PTR partisans are the same motherfuckers who would tolerate their partner cheating. Cause they will defend their leader saying stuff like, all he did was steal. As if that ain't you the fucking victim here. All he did was steal. From whom? Picking from our reserves is a story as old as our independence. When is it gonna be enough? When is it gonna be too much? Our public debt is estimated at 400,000 rupees per head. Per fucking head. Bringing me to the point, which is actually the whole reason for this episode. No one wants to pay for these price hikes. Be it filling stations, which directly benefit from it, we'll need the fuel anyway, won't we? And it's not them cashing out the excess. So that's a bit thick to ask me for a minimum amount to be able to use my debit card, isn't it? It feels like you just don't want to lose any cent on your profit, no matter who is going to lose out from it, because these companies make millions, but they don't want to lose that tiny ass percentage. It's particularly annoying when you see the discrepancy between our percentage rise against foreign countries. And let's be clear about this. I know we need to factor in the actual import fees for the bloody thing, which is fuel. I've always said that everything is so expensive here because it needs to be made profitable for any brand to ship something to this far-off island. We have to be realistic. And yet, so many are still able to afford these ultra-expensive things and then book their holiday trips. But no, there's no reason to riot. There is no class war. My point is that the math isn't mathing. Today, to fill up your car, it would cost you approximately 1,000 rupees more than a year and a half ago. Many will say that this isn't so bad. Most will say, though, that 1,000 rupees isn't money that they can throw around. These gas prices aren't very appropriate for sudden road trips. The cost to be alive doesn't let much life to be lived, if you are to be honest. Even supermarkets now, and that's going to be the same thing, you don't want to lose an ounce of. But again, the supermarkets are regulated, like, but yeah. Basic consumption products weren't cheap, ever. But how does a family, depending on minimum salary, which I need to mention, isn't respected across the board, how do they survive for a whole month from that amount? Nobody wants to pay for it. But we as consumers are supposed to find the money and cash out somehow. Or what are we paying taxes for already? Why do we have a national bank? Oh yeah, to bail the government. Yeah. The crisis is absolutely real and devastating for all countries. But when you draw parallels with what the governments are using it to do in the background, there's cause for concern and unrest. It's kind of like you're creating your own issues here. But if the economy doesn't work for you, it's working against you. It's currently pushing people to the brink. And we saw people just recently fed up of it. I've said it for a bit now that I can't see another riot in Mauritius after the Kaya riots, because we are treated just well enough, just crossing that welfare line for us to complain about but not to act on it. I was wrong. Or maybe not. Because they went below the bar, didn't they? They thought they could keep tossing people around with impunity and went too far. You fucked around and found out. Maybe now the country is actually finding a reason to find an issue with what you're doing. Maybe it's time we start asking ourselves, I try to generalize this and put myself in there, but I really know that I am very far from the source of the issue. Maybe start asking yourself, and by yourself I'm not talking about you like watching, like maybe start asking yourself why people were mad. Instead of saying that you're gonna back the police, before saying that you're calling for peace about what? Are you willing to listen? Society is a social contract. Are you willing to listen? Because clearly it's not being fulfilled. Are you willing to listen? Are you willing to change for peace? So much to think about. And my whole thing is to be tormented by my own thoughts. So that is why I guess I got caught in my feelings. Adscast. Hey, welcome back to the end. Welcome back to the closure of this episode. Thank you once again for having been with us. I think this episode is a bit shorter. I keep saying that, and then these things are above an hour. But I think this one should be in like 50 minutes, hopefully. No, I'm not going to take too much time before closing, because I don't have a lot to add. I think I'm just going to remind you guys to please like the podcast. I don't know how you can do the rating on the app you're using. You can leave 5 stars, you can leave a rating, comments, do the whole thing, show me some love, I would appreciate it. Like I said, I think the last episode, we are ranked first as comedy and third in general in Mauritius. And I am never satisfied, so I want to become first across the board and make a gap with anyone who would enter. But I appreciate you guys still tuning in. And a little thing I wanted to talk about, I guess I should have said that in the opening, but I forgot, was that my Facebook page, which I had before, which was with my name, but I've had since the Moritrol days. I think I told you guys about that. Before we had nicknames. I was like X-Punk, XX. You don't say the X's. The real G's will know about this. You don't say the X's. There was Punk, there was Alex, and then there was Subash. And I guess to a degree Subash because they were dating. And at some point we wanted to do face reveals or whatever. And I was like, I didn't really care. I don't know if the others wanted to do it for the fame, but I didn't really care. Also, I was already I'm pretty good looking. It's going to work out for me anyway. I don't really care. But we are also making kind of competition. It was kind of a pissing contest between me and the others. Who's gonna get the most likes on their pages? Which I did. I should stop about that. I still remember these dudes fondly, like with avec le recul, with some maturity now. I'm very much like these are very formative years of my life, and without these dudes, I would definitely not be who I am. Like good or bad, interacting with them has helped me become someone that I can be proud of now. So when we did this, I had my page and then I built it along the years. Had so many banger statuses and memes, and the videos were posted there a lot of times because like YouTube wasn't doing much for me at some point. YouTube is a very hard platform to grow on in Mauritius now. Yeah, you got the big names like Pop TV and One TV, but I am not one of these. I don't have. I have one green screen, I guess, but like I don't even have a proper office to use it in. So I had at least that 10K page where you had a bit of reach, and then my page got deleted out of the blue. I think it was end of last year. That was so weird, and I tried to inquire, tried to ask Facebook, and they hold the right to just delete it. Which I'm pretty sure of. I'm pretty sure what happened was that I got reported by the chatois and a little sociocultural Facebook page that I might have got into like a little feud with. That was funny because they all flooded me, and I don't know if they thought that I was gonna be like, my post was still out there, but I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even insult anyone, but everyone got their panties twisted. Anyway, that 10K page got deleted, so that's most of my reach gone. So I'm trying to rebuild it. I'm gonna do my best to rebuild it because I really want this to work. I really want this to be the step forward. I really want this to be the alternative, a viable alternative to actually living from your craft. To actually, because my big plan is to make it and to have a big enough platform that I can hire like young talent and give them the platform to create their platform. You know, like jump on here and then branch out, then make your own thing. Be kind of like SNL. Join in, be part of a team, be part of a family until you find yourself big enough or too big, whatever you want, to just be part of a team and you want to start something. Oh, you can stay, of course, but like you want to start your own thing. That's my idea. And it needs to start somewhere, and I want to start it. So, like I've said, there are many ways to support me. There's Patreon to directly support, and I would appreciate, once again, I need to like do a few like more ads for Patreons, I guess. But above all else, you should check the Patreon, check out the link, and you at least get an idea of the benefits you get from the different tiers. You don't have to get into it, just get an idea of what you would get with these tiers. But whenever you are opening my videos, streaming them, listening to my audios on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everywhere else, whenever you're interacting with Adrien, because I really see myself as the brand Adrien, it means a lot to me. And I appreciate it. And I cannot suck your dick enough. And even if you do not have a penis, your imaginative penis enough, because you are keeping me alive. You don't have to necessarily give me money. Like when you give me money, yeah, literally. But without that, it's also something that keeps me going. To know that what I'm doing is meaningful. I want my life to be meaningful. Once again, I'm gonna make this longer than it should be. That's not what she said, because what? But yes, I appreciate you guys. What I was trying to say was that it's gonna be hard to climb back up. Because I'm also, I don't know, do you think I should create another Facebook page? I wasn't fond of it. When that happened, I was like, fuck it, they're not getting my business again. It's a dying medium. But in Mauritius, it's not dying that fast. And it would help with the actual reach. So what do you think? What should I do? I'm conflicted myself. But yes, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys sharing it. I appreciate you guys like sharing it with your circles, because like that's like, that's the thing. I know I'm not gonna get a lot of likes and a lot of views because I don't have a big reach, but it doesn't get me to question the quality of my content. And again, could be me being forward my own ass and not taking feedback, which I still am trying to work on. But I think that for the time being, what it is that I know what I'm doing because I've been the one with the reach at some point. And then I think the things that have held me back were mostly depression. I think I've had like two big ones, and both of them kind of got me to drop everything. I don't think that I'm cured from it, but I think that I've learned to love myself in a way where I'm like, I can be depressed, but I'm still alive. That's pretty huge. And I hope that you take that at heart, what I'm saying, whoever you are. But I know that the content that I'm making more than ever, I know that I'm aging like fine wine. So I know the content is quality. It's just that it's hard to get it reached because you can't just get out there. And I don't want to fucking promote it because I want it to be organic. So I appreciate you guys sharing. Appreciate you guys pumping me up and promoting me in any way, shape, or form that you can. It was Adrien for the Adscast. I appreciate you tuning in and week out. You're lovely. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You're lovely. I'm in love with you for what you're doing for me. That's not a good reason. You shouldn't be in love with people for them doing things for you. I'm in love with you. And I know you are with me. Yo.